What's up, good peeps? Good morning. Welcome to a Saturday edition of Morning Scone. A little late. Drew actually slept in a little bit today, so got about an extra 20 minutes of sleep, more than normal. So Drew is already awake. He's in there laughing at his piano. I'm trying to talk lowly because he'll probably hear me and run in here and start fidgeting with the camera and the tripod soon enough. So wait for the audience to build a little bit here. Wait for y'all to hop on board. Appreciate y'all for being here. Bruce Parker, what's up? Lil C, what's up? Trivia, good morning. Good to see you as always. Let's see. Share that. I'd appreciate it if y'all would share it as well. Grow this here a little bit. Wait for the audience to jump aboard before we get cranking. Harrison K, good morning. Bobby Otten, good morning. Bobby Cottle, good morning. Good to see y'all here today. I hope everybody's doing well, as always. Reminder about Boudreaux's. If y'all are getting out this weekend, having a good time. Boudreaux's, Bloody Mary mix, margarita mix. I wish I liked Bloody Marys, y'all. God dog, I wish I liked a Bloody Mary. I can't drink a Bloody Mary, man. It just gives me indigestion, gives me heartburn. All the tomato juice in there, just not my thing. Meridoc, good morning. Kevin Crane, good morning. Hope y'all are having a good morning so far, good weekend so far. Jeremy Hayes, Scott Bork, Jared Oakwood, James Pittman, good morning. Scott, what you doing over in Austin, Texas, man? Austin, Texas. Keep Austin weird, bruh. Get down to 36, dog. Colby Rosenthal, good morning. Michael Moore, good morning. Kevin Crane, good morning. Hope y'all are doing well, man. Alan Marrero, good morning, Alan. How are you doing, man? Alan was part of our bus tour, our magical beer bus tour. By the way, repping my Todd Peterson shirt. I hit bombs today. Shout out to my guys over at Swamp Assassin. For the design for the shirt. Todd Peterson surfaced on Twitter. Surfaced on Twitter yesterday. So he quote tweeted a video of some kid from Little League World Series, kind of a fat kid. He's like, they call me Big Al, and I hit dingers. And Todd Peterson quote is like, this kid's the real deal. He hit the bomb emoji. It was beautiful. So anyway, all right, we're going to get started, y'all. As always, if you got questions, fire away. Jonathan Miller, good morning. Jeff Lewis, good morning. Jared Oakwood, good morning. Lance Richard, Jamie Levine, good morning. Let's see. Tigers 4 under at the turn for your golf segment. You know what? I told, wasn't Hunt, it was Hunt earlier this week, wasn't it, who said, yeah, Matt, you can be talking about the PGA. And I said, no. I said, well, if Tiger's in the mix on Sunday, or like if one of the LSU guys, like if Smiley or John Peterson were, yeah, but Smiley's hurt. John Peterson doesn't have his tour card right now, so no, probably not. But if Tiger's rolling, man, I'll watch. Got the Big Al is a dude. What's up, Craig? Corey, good morning. You got the best dressed ball for the American Cancer Society tonight down at the River Center. It's always a good event, real fun event. So we'll be getting into that tonight. Mostly, I just love to have night off with Erica. Go kind of have a date night. So it'll be fun. All right, let's get rolling, y'all. So you can see there in the headline, LSU got their first fall scrimmage. Although I wrote scrummage, so my apologies for that. I'll correct that after this. So NPH, good morning. Cole, good morning. So LSU is having their first fall scrimmage, not scrummage. And then Derrius Guice tore his ACL. Actually, let me start there, and then we'll get into the scrimmage, and I'll get some of your questions if y'all want to fire away. Mark, good morning. Mark talking about Christian Fulton, Brad Genre, BJ Richard, good morning. All right, so let me just start with Guice. Stephen Miller, good morning. Lori Prophet, good morning. Love it, man. I love that we got so many regulars coming here every day. So thank y'all very, very much as always. And hit the share button if y'all would on your phone, or if you're watching on the screen, you see the share button right there. Had a good day to you, sir. Well done, Brad. Okay. So Guice tore his ACL, and you know what's man? First of all, it sucks immensely for that kid, and many of you all know the whole Calakai connection and everything. And I think the world of Derrius. We talked about it after the Red Rocket Blue game. Stood there on the pitcher's mound at that charity event for 90 minutes and signed every single, literally every autograph for an hour and a half on a Friday night, like 10 o'clock. He had already endeared himself to people in Washington for obvious reasons. He's He's genuine. He's been through a lot of adversity, but he does it with a smile on his face. He's an awesome guy. But, I need to go find this because I did an interview after the draft when he was picked by Washington. There was all the stuff about his character and everything. I wrote a column for Gridiron Now about Derrius. It got a ton of run all over the country. And so I did several interviews in Washington about Derrius, and one of them was on their NBC affiliate. It was a TV interview on their NBC affiliate, and they plucked out a piece of that interview and tweeted it. And I said, look, my concern about Derrius isn't his personality. It's not his attitude. He's going to do awesome with all that. He's going to be a great member of the community. He can run with power speeds. There's literally the only thing. There's literally one concern I have about Derrius. It's the concern I've always had about Derrius. It's literally one. It's his running style is going to get him hurt because he doesn't go down. So if you go watch the run where he got hurt, he cuts through the line, cuts to the left. Guy's got a beat on him. He spins out of that tackle. He's heading down toward the sideline. He stiff arms a guy, and he gets tackled by 4 guys. So 1 high, 2 at his waist, 1 low. And as he's going down, he must have planted wrong or something like that. But in that situation, if he would have just recognized, all right, this is the end of the run, get out of bounds and live to play another down, he'd been fine. But it's just not his style. He can't do that. He can't just go out of bounds. He's just incapable of doing it. I know I told, pretty sure I told this story on that interview too. So Derrius' junior year, first game of the season was against Parkview. Junior year at Catholic. First game of the season was against Parkview. And this is early in the game. And he was a monster in high school. You see grown people have trouble bringing him down. 140-pound linebackers had no shot. So Derrius takes a handoff. He's bullying through people up the middle. And it's he gets hit, and then a second guy comes, they stand him up, he won't go down, and then it's a third, and a fourth, and a fifth. So it's gang tackling, and somebody hit him on his thigh above his thigh pad. And he had a deep thigh bruise that bothered him the entire season. He missed 2 weeks, then came back and re-aggravated it, then was out another 2 or 3 weeks. And go look at his stats from his high school year, and they're not impressive because he missed half the season because that thigh bruise kept bothering him. But it's always been his running style, and I hate it for him, man. And if I tell you what, if I could show Derrius one thing. Ward Dunn's book, Running for My Life. This is a phenomenal book. If anybody this isn't just a great sports book. This is a great life book. Don Yeager is an award-winning author, and he wrote this book with Warwick. But in this book, Warwick talks about how he played at 185 pounds, how he played running back in the NFL so long. And he said, I never took a big hit. I just always lived to play another down. If someone had a beat on me in the hole, I just got down. If I was on the sideline and someone was going to truck me, I just went out of bounds. He's I always just recognized, don't take the big hit, live to play another down. And he did. And I wish Derrius could do the same thing. I just don't know if that's in his DNA, man. But I'm so bummed, man. I'm so bummed for Derrius. But look, man, kid's overcome so much adversity in his life. I have no doubt he will rehab harder than anybody, and he'll come back stronger, probably quicker than anybody else, and he'll be ready to rock next year. And a lot of guys come back stronger from ACL procedures now. So, fingers crossed that works out for Derrius too. All right, let's get some of your questions. Real quick, I'm going to come to your questions. I got them lined up. LSU first fall scrimmage today. That's in Tiger Stadium. It's not open to the media or to the public. I'll get some tidbits for y'all, though. So tomorrow, be here tomorrow, because I will give you my unfiltered tidbits that I get from people who actually get to go watch it. So when Les was coach, we like the ongoing joke forever and ever was, oh, they had a scrimmage. Let me guess. I ran for about 200, passed it for about 200, a couple of touchdowns. Pretty even day. Like Les never disclosed anything, which was fine. Ed has been a little more truthful with that sort of stuff, with stats and stat keeping and what they release. So I will be curious to see how the quarterbacks do, and if more than anything to watch, look at the number of pass attempts for the quarterbacks. If they're all in like the 18 to 20 range, because they're probably going to run like 120 play scrimmage, like it'll be a long form scrimmage. But if all the quarterbacks are like in the 18, 22 range, okay, then they rotated all of them equally. But typically what you'll see is like 22, 24, 11, 4. You know what I mean? Like when you have 4 guys, like that's typically how it goes. So let's keep an eye on that, on the reps at quarterback today. That's number one, what I'll be looking for. Okay, Mark, what's your take on Moss's son at tight end for LSU? I'm curious because obviously Foster Moreau is entrenched as the starter. I don't think LSU is going to use a ton of 2 tight end sets. I haven't seen a ton of Thaddeus Moss, but he's intriguing because obviously he's got the bloodline. He's got great size as a tight end. But you've also got other pass-catching tight end options. It sucks that Pettigrew got hurt, but you got Ja'Cory Washington, who's athletic as well. So you got some athletic options there, but Foster's going to be the guy. And so, how often do they spell Foster with Moss? How often do they go 2 tight end? It's people ask questions about the, about the offense, and I just don't know because none of us know what Ensminger's offense really is going to look like. We only saw, what did they say, 30% of it in spring. So none of us really know exactly what it's going to look like. We don't even know who the starting quarterback is going to be. So there's a lot of ambiguity, a lot of question there, but good question. Fulton thing is straight garbage, yeah. I talked a ton yesterday on Morning Scone about the Fulton case. I wrote a Gridiron Now column. If you haven't read it, please go read it and please share it. Like I would love for that just to keep. It picked up so much steam yesterday, and I would love to get some influencers involved to actually do to bring some attention to it. Like if you got national media influencers to bring some attention to that story, I think it's the only way maybe you put some pressure on the NCAA and get that changed. King, do we have enough healthy players to do a scrimmage? Yeah. I see the LOL, but yes, they do, obviously. I did an interview yesterday. There's a guy who works up at ESPN who has his own YouTube channel. He asked me to do an interview about LSU. The guy's name is Mark Rogers, if you want to go check it out. Mark, like right out of the chute, he asked me Ed Ingram, Tyler Taylor, Christian Fulton. So I understand, like a lot of people are looking and go, man, that's like 3 significant players right out the chute that you're not going to have. Jeremy Hayes, Fulton's dad on OTB is Must Listen Radio. Yeah, so for those who don't know, Off the Bench morning show on ESPN Baton Rouge had Christian Fulton's dad, and it was, football notwithstanding, it was like if you're a dad, it was hard, it was tough to listen to because you could just hear a father, a parent whose kid is suffering, and he's not able to help him, and that sort of helpless feeling was he got choked up a few times on air, and it was tough to listen to. Hey, but Cow Car. You want to say hi to Drew this morning? Well, nope, he's running away. Nope. All right, Cow Car. Mark, between Fulton and linebacker getaway car for the guns, I got us going 7-5. Well, let's be clear, okay? First of all, Christian Fulton wasn't on the team already, so you weren't counting on Christian. That's so funny. He grabs the tripod, like he looks at me. He's doing this. I know y'all can't see him. He looks at me. He's like this, like his hands are around it, waiting for me to do something. And then when I reach for him, that's whenever he laughs and goes away. So he's like, he's adjusting it, looking at me, waiting for me to react. Cunning. I wonder where he gets it from. Yeah. So anyway, but Tyler Taylor and Christian Fulton weren't going to change LSU's projected win total. Joe Burrow didn't change LSU's projected win total. That's a quarterback. Nick Torina, good morning. Kyle Larison, good morning. Jared, all right, let's see. Was the same knee guys, had a few bruises with LSU. A few issues. I'm pretty sure the knee Guice took the hit on against Mississippi State was his right knee. This was his left knee, so I think it's a different knee. Good question, though. Michael Melanson, good morning. Michael Adams, Calica. Let's see. Any national reports, sports reporter, real sports outside the lines, doing work on the Fulton story? Not that I know of, but I hope they do. Val, good morning. Matt Plavidall, good morning. I saw that question yesterday. Since Guice doesn't play this year, will he be considered a rookie next year like Ben Simmons was this past year in the NBA? No, it doesn't work like that in the NFL. It was odd that it happened for Ben Simmons, but he had a great year. Good for him. What time is the scrimmage? If you're patient with me, I can absolutely let you know. I didn't look because obviously we can't go. But Ogeron meets the media after the scrimmage. But I'm going to as I mentioned, one of the best dressed ball tonight, so I will not be there. Come on. Sorry, y'all. Let's see. Scrimmage today. Here we go. Practice times. Scrimmage. What's today's date? The 11th. Scrimmage is at 4:30 in Tiger Stadium, although they call it a preseason game. So 4:30 tonight. Let's see. Get back to some more y'all's comments. Oh, man. I gotta go back. Okay, here we go. Sorry. When I was talking about Guice, so many of these started to load, so sorry about that. All right, Eric, good morning. Darren Pellegrin, good morning. Scott, is that an Orioles helmet? Yes, that's an autographed Cal Ripken Jr. helmet. I got it when I was a kid, like when he broke the Lou Gehrig streak. So I got that then. So I've had that for that was 96. So I've had that for 22 years. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Val, I think the quarterbacks will be close this first scrimmage. We'll see separation starting next week. Probably. That's what Ogeron has said, unless if one of the guys goes out and just stinks. But we'll see. Bobby, what are you going to do with the 500 Dwayne's going to owe you after the season? Dwayne from Thibodeau called yesterday. It was funny. Hadn't heard from him. I literally haven't heard from him in months. And for those that are familiar with him, I'd never met him. He just randomly called the show one time. And I started as a bit just to kind of make fun of him a little bit, and it was amazing. It just kept going. It was hilarious. People loved it. But the thing is, people either love it or they hate it. But there's no in the middle. People rejoice when he's on, or they run and hide. It's a Gerard Landry, Stephen Martinez, Mike Dixon. Good morning. All right, let's get some more of your questions. Starting to look like starting quarterback won't be announced until 3 days prior to Miami, if not the day of the game. I think so. If it were less, he would absolutely just let whoever was going to be the starter run out there with the first series. I think Ed is going to name a starter. I do. I think he's almost transparent to a fault. I don't think he wants to hide things in the media. I think he will name a starter after fall camp. Or, say it's between Burrow and McMillan, or Burrow and Brent, however it goes. But I do think he'll name a starter before the game. John Bertucci, Matt, your behavior toward Ryan Theriot yesterday in year three was very professional of you. I have to say, if you have journalist feedback for a coworker, do it off air. It must be hour 3. Are you talking about? Are you talking about the interview with the attorney? Okay, so I'll let you in on a little behind the scenes, John. That was a bit. Terrio said "Hey, I'm not going to ask him anything." Off air, it was predetermined. Okay, I was just going to handle that interview. It was no big deal, and we have that sort of good cop bad cop thing going. So. Ryan was not going to ask questions, didn't want to ask questions, and the whole bit that we transferred onto the air was a bit where I was going to make fun of him for not asking good questions. He was going to act hurt. But we do it well enough to where people believe it. But trust me, it's all good. Randy Quinn, good morning. Sam Dixon, Jeremy Hayes, bet. That's what Dwayne was saying yesterday on the show. All right, let's see. Matt, after the season is over, will you have Dwayne from Thibodeau on here to complete the bet if he agrees? Absolutely. Bring me my money. He's going to bring it in $1 bills. Matt, what's your opinion on the lawyer? I think he's full of BS. Do you think they need a better lawyer to represent them? Jonathan, you got to understand, okay, so Don Jackson, if you go look up Don Jackson, he is the sports attorney. Like, this is what he does. He represents athletes in cases like this. That's why they got him. There's literally nobody that does this better. Don Jackson is the guy who does these types of cases. So, like, I'll go look up his firm right now. Like, I wish I could show you this because where is it? Gosh dog it. I was looking for his anyway, go look up here it is. thesportsgroup.org. His firm is The Sports Group. thesportsgroup.org. Like Dan Wetzel of Yahoo wrote, Don Jackson is a very, very involved and controlling influence in the world of basketball. Like, that was just one. Career highlights. Go look up his negotiating contract with the Atlanta Hawks and staging an NBA exhibition game in Montgomery, representing players in the NFL, MLB, NBA, CFL. You know, dude, go look at his website. Like, that's all the guy does. Like, the guy is like the sports lawyer. That's what he does. So there's nobody they can have better than Don Jackson, quite honestly. So no, they've absolutely got the right guy, which is further evidence of why the NCAA probably had no intent of ever overturning this. All right. Some of y'all was saying the scrimmage is at 11. Did they move it up? 11:30? Oh yeah, look at that. Michael Bonnet. Moved up to 11:30 in Tiger Stadium. No media access. Coach will meet the media at 1:30 in the Lawton room. So thanks. Yeah, it's 11:30. So Coach O meets the media at 1:30. All right, let's get to more y'all's questions. Thank you. Let's see. 75. Jonathan, I must have done something wrong. I had 75. We're down to 63. Let's see. NCAA is a joke. Good morning from Apex, North Carolina. Good morning, Damon. Thank you for watching there. Falcons looked strong last night. Craig Schilling. Falcons got shut out. You know what, though, man? I remember the Saints in 06, Peyton's first year when they went to the NFC Championship game. They were 0-4 in the preseason. They were brutal. I mean, they got skull drugged by everybody. I remember Dallas beat the crap out of them. I think they played up in Shreveport because the dome was still being renovated. Bad. So I don't care what happens in the preseason, bro. Chuck Sanchez, good morning. Michael Adams, when's the next beer tour? I think we're aiming for February, and we're either going to do... So let me know your feedback. We're either going to do North Shore or like Lafayette. We can also do a Baton Rouge one. So trying to figure that out. So let us know if you have a preference. But North Shore would be like, Abita, Gnarly Barley. What was the other one? I forget them all. But anyway, it would either be North Shore or Lafayette next. So let us know if you have a preference. Do you think Fulton would think about putting his name into the 2019 draft? Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. He could certainly come back in 2019 as a senior and play. There's been a lot of question about this, but like I can tell you LSU's interpretation of the rule, and Don Jackson tended to agree yesterday when he was on my radio show, is that you cannot use a suspension year as a redshirt year. So if that's the case, Fulton is a junior this year, and he's got 1 year left. So 19 would be his senior year. So he could either come back in 19 and play 1 year at LSU or go to the draft. Or he could leave LSU right now and try to go play in, I don't know, like Canada, some international league. I don't know. Matt, I heard they're moving. Yeah. They moved the scrimmage. So thanks. Tom Granding, good morning. Bernard, that was our bus driver for the beer tour. Janet Reno. Good morning, Janet Reno. It's Janet and David Reno. It might be David watching. All right, Cole, hang on. I'll get your question. Hey, bud. He closes the door and then fusses. But it's locked out. All right, let's see. Besides quarterback, attempt totals, what other position group? As far as position battles, I definitely. First of all, this will be what else to watch in the scrimmage. Injuries. Don't want to get anybody hurt. I am very curious, and this isn't going to be. Don't touch it. This is not. You won't see this in stats, but offensive line. Don't touch that. I think Lloyd Cushenberry is a key with Ed Ingram out. If Lloyd Cushenberry can win the center job, then Damian Lewis is at right guard. You keep Garrett Brumfield at left guard, where he played last year, and I think you're fine. If Lloyd Cushenberry can't play center, and now you have to move Garrett Brumfield to center, well, now you've got Brumfield in a new spot, you get Damian Lewis in a new spot, and now you have a new starting left guard. And the backup left guard right now is the kid who they just moved, the freshman who they just moved from defensive tackle to offense. Jason Hines. Now, I don't know if they'd keep him there, if they would try to move Adrian McGee or somebody else inside. I don't know. But if Cushenberry can't play center, then you got a big problem. Because now the only returner in their position on the line from a year ago is Charles at left tackle, and he was really the backup for KJ when KJ got hurt. But I still think Sneak's going to be a really good left tackle. Drew closes my doors and then he starts fussing because he can't get in. So, offensive line for sure. And then who starts at the corner opposite Greedy? I think those are your questions right now. I think everyone's going to watch the receivers to see their production, but to me, this is a foregone conclusion who your first three are. I mean, you're going to have Giles, you're going to have Jefferson, and then either Sullivan, McMath are going to be your first 3-4 until or unless one of the freshmen come up and pass them, Chase or Marshall. So keep an eye on those guys too. They're very high on Jamar Chase and Terrace Marshall for that matter. So let's see if some of the freshmen can jump up. Justin Robinson, Sam Dixon, Terrio is Matt's Tony Clifton. Who's Tony Clifton? I don't know who Tony Clifton is. Craig Schilling, nobody puts Terrio on a corner. Y'all just getting into the Terrio stuff. Missed the show. What was that trivia? So Dwayne from Thibodeau came on my show yesterday and bet me $500 that LSU will win 10 games. So if LSU wins 10, I have to pay him $500. If they win fewer than 10, he pays me $500. And we got it very clearly on tape with him agreeing to the bet, the wager. All right, Tyler, good morning. Eusebio, good morning. Jared, speaking of Terrio, I hope Boston Scott returns game-winning kick. So that's another thing. If by now you don't understand the bit of the right radio hour, I can't really help you. But yes, that was another bit. Whatever happened to Marcus Murphy? Marcus Murphy got cut either last year or the year before. Brett, what does the waiver stuff mean? Can the courts overrule the NCAA? So technically, okay. So Brett, if Christian Fulton gets a waiver, he could get it. Excuse me. The LSU could appeal to the SEC to grant him a waiver to play. But the problem, and especially the problem if you go to court, is if you go to court and he plays, let's say they get an injunction or whatever, he's able to play, and he plays, but then the NCAA still rules him ineligible, then theoretically the LSU could forfeit those games for having played an ineligible player. So, as far as legal action, my guess would be if Fulton doesn't play anymore, if Fulton does not play, then I would go to civil court and sue the NCAA for damages for potential lost wages, which they may do. I would do. And the reason, and you have a case because of what Attorney Jackson said. There's inconsistencies within the NCAA's ruling. That's my problem with it. It's not that Christian Fulton shouldn't have been punished. He should have, and he's been punished. But there's evidence to suggest, number one, leniency, and number two, that within the black and white text of their own rule, there were two protocols that would allow for that sample to be disregarded and for leniency. And one was the fact that the tester did not follow the proper protocol. It's a technicality, but if we're going black and white, he broke a rule, this is the punishment. Okay, well, if you're going black and white, well then this is the testing protocol that was not followed, so it should be discarded, period. That's black and white, if that's your argument. And the other is that the student-athlete has to be properly educated on what he's being tested for, what the punishment is, and LSU acknowledged in a letter to the NCAA that they did not do that. They did not properly educate Christian Fulton. So there's two, if you're in the he broke a rule, this is the punishment. If you're in that crowd, the black and white crowd, there's two things, black and white, within those bylaws that allow him the loophole to not be punished. But they conveniently ignore that. So it's meet me in the middle somewhere, man. And they won't do it. So, hell yeah, I'd sue. Alex, Matt Foster Moro over under 5 receptions against Miami. Under. I think they will throw to the tight end more, but 5 receptions. If you're looking at 5 receptions a game, you'd be talking about 60 catches for Morrow this year. That ain't gonna happen, bro. I don't think they'll have a receiver catch 60 balls. I think last year Shark had 40. Was your leading receiver with 40 catches. So come on. Dustin, good morning. Trivia, are you going live after the Coach O meeting? Probably not, because I'm not going to be there at 1:30. Like I said, I'll be home with Drew and then getting ready for the best dress ball this evening. So no, I will not be there. But tomorrow morning on. Well, you know what? Let me see. Because I'll probably stream the press conference, and if he says anything of note, maybe I'll go live. But if not, we'll definitely have it all tomorrow morning. Let's see. Mark Ito Smith of USM's new running back for the Falcons. Hey, well, stop closing the door. Stop closing the door, bud. Get a few more of your questions here, y'all. What's going on today? Let's see. Steven, let's see. I just got my Pelicans Jaleel Okafor jersey. Hope he makes the team, dude. Brad, any concern? Why do you keep closing the door? Why do you keep closing the doors? You're going to make me get up again. All right, we'll see you later. Brad asked about concern about the Yankees season coming down to a one-game playoff. Absolutely. And hi! There, you found a way to open it.
Cow.
Brad, I've thought about this a bunch, man. Cow. Lily. Okay. You're putting dents in my wall. Please stop. Drew. No. You put dents in the wall. Thank you. Yeah, Brad, I hate the format. And it is terrifying. And I think I've talked about this a bunch. Did it on the podcast with Terrio. Say hi, Drew. Say hi to everybody. You can say hi. Cow. Car. Cow car? Okay. Well, you have a good day. We'll see you later. All right, Drew. Let's see. So, yeah, Brad, the thing I hate about it is, just very quickly, because I think everybody's seen this or heard this by now, you play 162 games. Baseball wasn't meant to be a one-game playoff. It's stupid. Why play 162 for it to come down to one game? So I hate it. I hate the one-game playoff. I don't care if it works for or against you. Talked about it with Terrio. And look, they were in the one-game playoff when he was in St. Louis, and they won the World Series. So it's worked for wildcard teams before to win a championship. And good on them for doing it, but I hate the one-game playoff. You play 162, let that matter more than a one-game playoff. Bo Wilson, good morning. Let's see who's the wide receiver. Coach O's moving to tight end. Meredith, I don't know. My guess is going to be D. Anderson. He's just gigantic and can't get on the field. So that would be my guess. I don't know, but that's my guess. So I'm sure someone's going to ask that today. So we'll find out. Kirk, your thoughts on Clapp Thursday? Did he help himself? I think so. He was solid. I always look for quarterback center exchange. That was flawless, even despite playing with 3 different quarterbacks. And I also looked at did he give up pressures up the middle, and they didn't. So I thought Clapp played well. I think it's going to be more of a question of if Cameron Tom comes back, if and when Cameron Tom comes back. So I think Clapp still has an uphill climb to make the 53. But even if he doesn't make the 53, I think he's definitely a practice squad guy who they like a lot. So, but I thought Will played well for sure. He definitely did not hurt himself. Terrio Sling for the beer tour would be interesting. Oh, along. Yeah, I'll bring him. Sarah watching from Eatonton, Georgia. Thank you, Sarah. Working today, so we'll be looking for updates about the scrimmage. Quarterback, Groundhog Day. Thank you, Sarah. Appreciate it. Brandon, Coach Ken, good morning. Dale Broussard, how long is Ingram out? First 4 games. Oh, Ed Ingram. Don't know. And honestly, I've asked 3 different people who would normally know that, and they're either not saying or saying they don't know. Cow. Car. No, you doing that? You stop that. No, you stop that. No, you stop that.
No.
Hey, Cheese Smiler. No. Oh, you stop that. Okay. So all I can tell you about Ingram is I was told it's not ruled out that he could play in week 1, which would be huge. I don't think definitively that he plays that it's definitive that he will, but it has not been ruled out that he could. But that, hey. But that's kind of odd, being that it's a university suspension. So normally those punishments are set. Hey, what, baby? I love you. Tree? What? Oh, what? Up? You come up? I do? I don't know what that is. Can you use your words? What? You want yay? No. Yay. What? I don't know what you want. Hey, listen to me. You have to use your words. Use your words. Wait, tell Daddy what you want. Car. You want to go for a ride in Dad's car? Okay. We'll go for we're gonna finish the TV show and then go for a ride in Dad's car. Okay, good. That's what we're gonna do. Okay. We're gonna finish the show and then go for a ride in Dad's car. Okay. So let's get a few more questions so that I can take the kid for a ride in the car. He loves the car. All right. Hines was rated higher guard than defensive tackle. Yeah, I'm obviously getting behind on some of these, so sorry. Val, $500, a nice bottle of bourbon can be purchased with that. Probably go over to Calandro's, get that Whistle Pig Boss Hog. Actually, the 5th edition's got to be coming out soon. Boyce Yarbo, good morning. Let's see. David McAllister, good morning. Stop, baby. Elmo. I don't know what that is, but he wants me to go. All right, get a few more of these, then we'll call it a day. The NCAA granted the Cal transfer Georgia waiver. Yep, but I didn't sit out. That's my point. Like, Cole, thank you. That's my point. For those that missed it, wide receiver transfer from Cal was granted a waiver to play immediately at Georgia. That's my. Drew's in a fight with the curtains over there. That's my point. They pick and choose when they grant leniency, and it's without any seeming rhyme or reason, and that's unfortunate. All right, let's see. Do you think LSU names a starting quarterback next week? It's from Kerry Hughes. Whoop. I think after the second scrimmage. So after the next scrimmage, when fall camp ends, I think that's when they'll do it. Stop. Crazy kid. Maybe we should name this morning Drew. Matt, how do you feel about possible Joe Burrow starting quarterback? McMillan is the backup in the package for Lowell and Narcisse. I'm fine with that. I would absolutely get Lowell on the field. I'd absolutely get him involved in the offense. He's freakishly athletic. I'd love to see that. I'd love to see that be creative. Drew got a fresh cut. He did, man. Yeah, we went Thursday and got haircuts, didn't we? Didn't we go get haircuts from Lily? Lily. That's Lily's my sister. Big block. That's right. We went to Lily's. My sister has a hair salon place. Jeez. We went to Lily's and got a haircut, and you watched Big Block. Big Block sing song. All right, we're just about to wrap this up. Let's see. It's funny, like one guy says D. Anderson isn't big enough to play tight end. The next says that he'd create mismatches. D. Anderson's like 6'6", 230. If they want a pass catching tight end, just like an inline tight end, run seam routes, he could do it. Foster's your blocking tight end. He's primarily going to play, but I don't know who it is though. By the way, okay. But let me wrap this up, y'all, so that way I can get Drew out of here. He's itching to go for a ride in the car. So, Jared Oakwin, what's your gut feeling on the LSU season? I've said this for weeks, and I'll continue to say it. I think they go 7-5. I think they lose. Did you hit your head on the chair? Oh, this is about to be fireworks. He hit his head on the chair. Come see. Hey, listen, I have to tell you something. Listen. Oh, you can be sweet. Sweet boy. You want me to kiss it? Give me a kiss? Oh, thank you, sweetheart. Hey, listen. We are going to finish Daddy's TV show. And then we're going to get dressed and go for a ride in Dada's car. And see Lily. We're not really going to see Lily. Okay?
Papa.
Big block. Okay. All right, let Daddy finish the show, and then we'll go. Okay? All right, y'all, let's see. So Jared, this is my pick. Like, this is my official on the season. 7-5. They lose Auburn, Georgia, Bama, and then there's 4 more that they split. Miami, Florida, Mississippi State, A&M. They split those 4, go 2-2, and those go 7-5. That's my pick. All right, let's wrap this up. Boudreaux's Bloody Mary mix, margarita mix. Y'all gonna be hanging out by the pool today. Pick up that margarita mix. I was talking to Gordy Rush last night. Said he was hanging out, just drinking Bloody Marys and hanging out with the fam. So hopefully he had some Boudreaux's. The Bloody Mary mix is great stuff, as I tell you all the time. You pick it up at Alexander's, Calvin's, Calandro's, Mid-City Wine and Craft. If you're in Homa, down at Canada's, find it, ask for it, or go to boudreauxmix.com. We appreciate Boudreaux so much for sponsoring Morning Scone every day. So y'all do us a solid and pick some up if you can. All right, y'all. Have an awesome day. We'll see you tomorrow with an update from LSU scrimmage. Be well. Hey, bud.